Hello, 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 friends. How are you all doing today? Happy official new year. Let's switch this over. I also need to lock the fuck this thing down. Thank you. Get rid of those goddamn lines. Okay. So, did I get my new computer this year? I think I did. So I haven't actually done a full recap, I don't think, using this new machine, which I think is wild. I have not thought about this like year-end recap, but I'm fairly certain I got the new computer this year. I'm like almost 90% certain I got it this year, because I know I didn't have it. Did I have it last year? I don't know. Anyway, the point is, I have it. Hello. So I should also probably update this when I get my accounting degree. I just realized, like, ooh, this is gonna be an ever-changing process. But I bring to you the Stream Breakdown 2025 edition for the things that we have done on this channel. And just as a quick little recap, I'm probably not gonna play a game at the end of this, but we will go through our Twitch recap as well, just for funsies and to memorialize, you know, who we celebrated and what we accomplished together in 2025, the hellscape of a year that it was. So, starting off, I always like to go with categories and stats. It's my favorite thing. I am a numbers nerd, as you guys probably saw yesterday. For those that were here, I have a lot. I also should probably lower maybe the Besaid music just a touch or so. I'll leave it there. We'll be fine. But we're going to go through some categories and stats together. Starting off with how many new games did I play this year, and we'll go over the year by year as well. But in 2025, 80% of my games were new, so about 4/5 of the games that I played were new to me. Some of the ones that I considered that ones that I've played before would have been things like Patapon 1 and 2. I've also replayed Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift before. I don't know if I counted Kingdom Hearts Melody Memory as a game I played before, but that would probably make sense if I did. I should probably maybe include some of these titles in here, but it's fine. And as far as like comparison, I'm trending upward slightly. Granted, I've only been doing this for 5 years now, 6 technically, after the conclusion of 2025, because 2021 was my first full year of streaming, so this is now my 6th full year of streaming. And obviously things have changed, but my goal for 2026 is to potentially have this be at 100%. It's going to be tough because I'm starting off with Final Fantasy Tactics, but I'm considering it a new game because it is a remastered version with new stuff, like no voice acting, grand new overhaul. Not necessarily mechanic-wise have been shifted, but I'm maybe count that as new. We'll see how we fare at the end of 2026, I guess. God, it's going to be weird having to write 2026 on papers at work now. Completion though, 2022 was the worst year I've had by far. I want to say that was the year I did things like Haunted, Connection, Be Not Afraid, or the like Dollhouse games, the horror games that really fucked with me because they had mannequins in them. But otherwise, we've been finishing most games. I want to say 2024 we didn't finish Diablo 4 or 2, one of the Diablos. I think it was Diablo 2. And I don't know what we didn't finish in 2023. Fae Farm? Did I count that as not being finished? Probably. But it's interesting to like look back, and I kind of maybe want to make a whole master sheet instead of having individual sheets. We'll see. But we're completing the games at least we were streaming, you know, even if it is unfortunately like pulling teeth, which we'll get to later. So for categories for 2025, we've done the same gambit, if you will. A lot of role-playing games, more tactical role-playing games, some survival horror. Each kind of category fits in with how I've typically stream. Tactics Tuesdays, Horror Thursdays, every other day is pretty much a JRPG of some sort or an RPG of some variety, action or otherwise. And I do sprinkle in the occasional visual novel as we've seen. Or like story-based games like The Wolf Among Us, which are some of my favorites from this year, which I didn't include for story-wise, but it's okay. We'll go there. For the past years, obviously, role-playing games have dominated by far. They're the most, in any variety of role-playing game, tactical, action, or regular role-playing, the mass group is always categorized as a role-playing game. I think it's just by the nature of the game being categorized as role-playing by most people. It's the easy genre to fit things into. But I think it's the genre that kind of gets filled up the first and the most. I would like to see more horror and survival horror, but gotta get actually good at playing horror games, you know? And then some stats about times, as we've seen yesterday. Some of my things that I like doing is just seeing how long I've been playing games for. So how many hours we spent together in terms of the games. You know, with Real Mist and things like the Dark Pictures and Final Fantasy Intergrade DLC, excuse me, Manifold Garden. Some of the shorter games went by way too fast. Tangle Tower, the other Dark Pictures anthology game. A lot of, like, I would say it's almost split 50-50. We have half the games that I did were super short and snappy, which we'll see as trends go on, but the longer RPGs break 15 hours plus. One thing to note is for Date Everything, I did all the grinding off stream for every other character, so I think Date Everything could have easily been in the 40s or 30s, give or take, because of just how much time you have to put into, like, romance everybody. But what I actually streamed versus what I actually played in real life are vastly different numbers, which is true for most of these games. Like Dragon Quest XI, I also put in a lot more time off stream, so it could probably have superseded Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Same thing for Octopath Traveler 2. These are only stats for hours that I've actually streamed, not necessarily hours that I've played. One thing I had an idea of doing is doing a final playtime comparison of these to see like kind of where they're at. I don't know how it's going to look graph-wise because this is already a mess when you do 30 plus games, but we'll figure it out. I'll figure something out, I should say. So for the longest and shortest games, by far the longest game I've ever played was Persona 3 Reload. That was last year. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the second longest as of this year, but the two other ones are Final Fantasy VII. Back in 2023 was the longest game I streamed that year because it's a Final Fantasy game, and I think I did not necessarily everything, but I think I did pretty much most of the game, if not all of like the side content. I think I did all the side content too. I think I got Knights of the Round. I don't know about the underwater materia or the emerald weapon down there, but who knows. And the shortest games are actually getting longer. Maniac Mansion was a one stream game for me, I think. Maybe one or two streams, depending. I know Pokemon Snap was a one day stream for me because I finished it all in one day because I was like, I'm not gonna split this into two, it's fine. The Dark Side Detective, well, I didn't technically finish it, which also might be the game I didn't finish in 2023 or 2024. It says 2024, so 2024, I guess. I just did like some of the stories and said that's good enough for me at that point, because it's very episodic. There's like, you can do 2 or 3 of the chapters and be like, I'm good. Does it have an overarching story? I don't know. I might want to revisit that at some point. But it was a filler game, so hey, there it goes. Total amount of hours streamed per year has actually gone down since 2023, which tracks because I think I started college. I know I started college this, not last summer because now it's 2025, but in summer of 2024, I went back to college. So having about 100-hour loss in 2024 makes sense, and then having another 50-hour loss, give or take, in 2025 also makes sense as I'm now getting into my upper division classes as I'm taking 2 classes a term for 4 terms, so I'm kind of speeding along through these courses, but it does mean that there's a lot more work that's involved, so I've had more stress on my plate and things like that, so definitely see that left. But yes, Rune, happy affiliate anniversary. Hey Rune, how are you doing? Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I think I put it in January because I technically started it in November, but I said fuck it, I don't want to do this around the holidays, let's just do it in the new year, and here we are in 2026. Been doing this for 6 years now, and I'm like, okay. But how are you doing, Rune? Happy New Year, my friend. Hope you're doing well today. Is it also freezing where you are? Because we woke up to not quite snow, not quite rain, something in the middle of a slushy kind of downpour this morning, and it's been barely below 40 degrees all day. So I'm hoping for some snow, but I'm also hoping that it doesn't hit until after my vacation, so that way I get a longer vacation. I feel that, Rune. I definitely get it. Yeah, and a bit rainy. Yeah, it's been misting most of the day since this morning, but it's been overcast and kind of wet and dreary, so I've been just living my best life on Coral Island and just pretending that I'm not here in this world right now, you know? So things could be worse, but they could also be better. So, but I'm glad you're hanging in there, my friend. I really am, and I appreciate that you always feel so comfortable coming to me if you have things, because I definitely can relate to what you're going through, you know? And then, sadly, for this year, I looked at the numbers and I thought I made like several egregious typos with this. Apparently Thursdays I just didn't stream this year, and you'll see that as we continue on. Thursdays I apparently took off just for whatever reason, because most of the other days 90-ish hours, almost 100, you know. Like Sundays I get being a little shorter because I go back to work and stuff like that, you know, so it's shorter streams on Sundays typically, and then, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday would be shorter-ish streams, but having almost 50% of reduction from a normal workday on Thursdays, I found that wild. And so then I looked at average hours per day, and my Thursday average was also the lowest, which is not that low considering Monday's 2 hours, Thursday's an hour 53. I am tentatively blaming it on the fact that I play horror games on Thursdays, and I am a weenie, and while I enjoy a good horror game, I can only do that in short bursts, because at some point my like whole body starts to heat up and get like really hot, and I'm like, ooh, not good for me to be this stressed, so we're gonna not do that much. So kind of following that trend, I did 27 streams on Thursdays. So typically this is counting how many individual streaming sessions I do on a game that I play on that week. So for example, when I play Eiyuden Chronicles on Monday, every Monday that I play it, that counter would increase by 1. If I miss a Monday, obviously it wouldn't increase by 1 at that point. So I went through, not only did I play super short horror games on Thursdays, BioShock 2, BioShock Infinite, looking at the Dark Picture anthologies, the 2 games I did there, that were like maybe 1 or 2 streams, maybe 3 for like Man of Medan, I think. Maybe 4 for Man of Medan, 3 for Little Hope, something like that, where it's like a small number, with the fact that they're also horror games and the fact that I'm also terrified of horror games, that I think we called out a lot of weekdays on Thursdays, but also the weekends. Like, I know so granted, I was also on vacation for the summer, so I know that explains some of these numbers. But I also realized that I'm like, oh wow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are like also pretty low. Granted, not the lowest, but they're lower than the other 3 days, which is, I find interesting that I would have assumed that I took off more Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays than the rest of the week. But it's actually been flipped, and I find that fascinating from a stats perspective when I'm looking at myself and my like timelines. I find that interesting, that I'm like very easy to be like, I can fuck off on a Thursday and then just like not stream, which is kind of wild, which would explain why I went through so few horror games this year. And then the games played by day, conversely, you would think that Thursday would be the lowest. No, it's because the games are short as fuck off the Dark Picture anthologies. Games that I can beat in like a month went by so fast. Horror games are hard, and not in a good way. Like, if fucking Carlos wants to be hard and come rail me, he can. I'll allow it. Chris Redfield, where the fuck are you? Leon Kennedy, whatever your name is, come here. Pyramid Head, Mr. X, Nemesis, come through, my friends. I would welcome my doors, you know? I want to play Silent Hill F so bad. I'm terrified of it. I've only played 2 Silent Hill games. Wait, 2? Downpour, Homecoming. Yep, I've only played 2 Silent Hill games start to finish. Those 2 games. And I love them. I'm afraid of the rest. I'm afraid of anything else after that. But they are terrifying. I can watch a horror movie and be fine. You want me to play a horror game by myself? No, thank you. That is what throws me off the most. And then I realized in this that I played big RPGs on Fridays and Saturdays. So on Fridays, we were doing the Final Fantasy series. So technically, I could have said 3: Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth Intergrade, and Final Fantasy 7 Remake Intergrade, and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth would have been 3 games. I counted the DLC as a separate game because it's DLC and it's a whole separate story from the main plot. If it was DLC that was tied into the first game, I would have probably coded it differently in my own stats. But Saturday, I apparently only did 3, and I had to sit there and rack my brain. I'm like, what games did I play on Saturday? So I was like, well, okay. One of them was Dragon Quest XI. Cool. The other one was Octopath Traveler 2, another big game. And then there was one more that I'm like, what other game was it? And I was like, well, what game did we just finish on Saturdays? And I think... wasn't Final Fantasy. What game was it? Was it Dragon Quest? Actually, I don't know. Shit. Well, hold on. Let's go back up some slides. I could probably tell from this. So, item is Monday. Dragon Quest XI. Octopath Traveler 2. Not Triangle Strategy. Not Fantasy Life. Superstar Saga was Monday. Suikoden. Suikoden was the other Saturday game. Because none of the other ones are Saturdays. The rest are Sundays or Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah. I'm not saying Suikoden was a really long game, but Octopath Traveler 2 and Dragon Quest XI were very long games. Yeah, because I think once I finished Suikoden, I was like, all right, cool, we're just going to put in like Grandio or some Final Fantasy Tactics in the meantime. So yeah, I only did 3 games on Saturdays, and Tuesdays is the same thing. I did Unicorn Overlord, I did Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift, which is fair. And then I did Triangle Strategy? Was Triangle Strategy this year too? I don't remember what I played this year. I'm looking for Tuesday games. So Fantasy Life was Monday. Triangle Strategy, which was 33 hours, and then Unicorn Overlord was 43 hours. So yeah, 73 hours on Tuesdays, give or take. And then obviously Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift, but like that was a all-encompassing game. But Sundays and Thursdays, apparently I play my shortest games because they're quick, they're easy, and to be fair, they're horror, so I want to get them done ASAP, or they're nice, chill games that aren't really super involved or long, like Disney's Dreamlight Valley, Disney's Curse Cafe, Villain's Curse Cafe. I think Ooblets was on Sunday. Ooblets was a little bit longer, but even then, like, short, slice-of-life-y kind of simple games that I'm not too struggling with the RPG system, or length, I guess, and like grinding and things like that. And then Final Fantasy Fridays, to recount the Final Fantasy games, I'm technically including Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift in this list because it is a Final Fantasy game. Rebirth is just a fucking beast of a game, and that's not the entire time that I played it, I don't think, because I did some off-stream grinding and stuff. I think my end time was close to almost 80 hours, maybe like 85 hours or something like that by the time I got done with everything. That's just what I actually streamed. So I want to start looking at like what was my game time versus what did I do on stream. The pacing is like compared to Remake, the pacing is abysmal. Absolutely. And I'll have more things to say on that much later in this slideshow because I have thoughts. But no, it's a fair thing. And like even if I were to add the DLCs, like Remake DLC onto Remake, that's still under 35 hours. Remake took half as much time and got through way less game. Like, way less game. That's a fair point for why maybe Rebirth has more hours, but like, the Midgar section is all that is encompassed with Remake, right? And like, the DLC is Midgar Part 2, but like, from Yuffie side, which is fine. But, just speaking like logistically, Midgar section in the original game is at most 2 hours, maybe 3 if it's your first Final Fantasy and you don't know what you're doing and like the bosses are kind of tough because you're kind of limited in what you have as available, like in terms of materia, characters, weapons, etc., accessories, you know, stuff like that. But Rebirth is basically all of like disc 1 and 2, basically, from there on. So it's a lot, and like they cover a lot, maybe even 3, a little bit of 3. I don't know the disc like stops for Final Fantasy 7 anymore because I don't play them on the disc anymore. So but I am glad that Final Fantasy, if they could feel like, if Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth could feel more like Final Fantasy 15 in terms of length, I think that'd be fine. Because even for me, I did most of the stuff, not all of it, in Final Fantasy 16. I can't say 15, excuse me. In Final Fantasy 16, I have problems with 16's pacing too, because it's very much like you gotta do some side quests, and it's like seven Rebirth, but like smaller amounts of stuff to do, and all most of it's like optional shit. So I'm like, okay, does it have any impact on the story? No, but it's fine. And then for all the Final Fantasies, we still have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth dominating at over 76 hours. The second closest would be Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 12 at around 52-ish hours. And that's for me because I did everything in Final Fantasy 12. I pretty much did everything. I think I did even the super boss. I'm 90% certain about that. I'll have to, eat crow if I didn't, but like, it's wild like how short the first 6 games are, under 20, 30 hours, and then how lengthy they start getting. Like, the last from Lightning Returns onward, they just kind of getting longer until Remake, and where it just drops in half. It's interesting though, like, granted, I have played a lot of these, so I did them faster than like maybe a normal person would, like 10, 10-2, 13, 13-2. I've played those 4 games before, so I'm confident that they're lower than what a normal player may have who's new to the game, if you will. But Final Fantasy VII is an outlier. Close to Final Fantasy IX though, in terms of the originals, like length, which is saying something. But Final Fantasy VIII, to be fair, I also busted that game open, so that's on me. And then I tried to make this like nice. My graph things in Google Sheets wanted to fucking kill me, so I couldn't do this. Howdy Haru Harkin, how are you doing? Yes, you'll be in a bit, folks. Hey, no worries, my friend. Happy New Year's. So for Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, this doesn't include the time I did grinding, because I did grind in both games. I got all the side quests, all the jobs done. I think I did all the side quests in Octopath Traveler 2. I'm like 90% sure, and I did most of the side quests. Maybe skipped a couple. Busy day, but doing good. Yes! Oh, thank you. Thank you, Harkin. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it, my friend. But no worries. Take your time, friends. I'm not rushing through this. I say as it's been 26 minutes and I'm, I think, over halfway through with all this stuff. But I found it interesting that for me, there's an hour difference, just under an hour difference, give or take, between a game I played before, Octopath Traveler, who I could not finish the true boss, however you want to call it, the first time I played it, and I was over 70 hours at that point. So I shaved like 10 hours off my original playtime. But Octopath Traveler 2, a game who I've not played before, about the same time. And again, this doesn't include like off-stream grinding. And then the optional super boss for Octopath Traveler 2 was done off-stream, and I did finish it. Mainly because I was getting frustrated and I had to keep retrying it, because I would get to a certain point, be doing well, something would slip up, and then I'd be just fucking dead. So, But I think the true boss for Octopath Traveler 2 was done on stream because we finished it on stream, but wild times. But also, this is what made me want to look at like game time versus play time. Like, what time did I stream versus what time did I actually end the game at, All right. Let's talk about some release years, because I find this very fascinating with what games I play and when. So the games I streamed in 2025 ranged from pretty old, with the one in 1997, but I would say most of the games came out within the last 5 or 6 years, from 2020 onward. There's a few even from 2019. 1997 game was not Suikoden. Grandia. It was Grandia. I'm like, Suikoden I counted as the remastered version, and that came out in like 2023, 2022, something like that. No, it's all good. It's okay. I had to think about it too. I'm like, shit, what game was it? It wasn't Suikoden 2025. Yeah. It came out in March. You are correct. It did come out this year. Sorry. I was like, what year did it come out? I'm like, it was recent, right? Yeah, it came out in March. It came out this year. So I found that this year was more, I would say, quote unquote, contemporary. I'm a big dummy. It's okay. To be fair, I have the stats on my screen, but I can't switch to them because I'm sharing on the one screen that I have. So I'm like, I could switch back. I could put it up on my phone, I guess, but I'm like, it's not worth it. But there was a lot in 2008, which was surprising. I think it was Patapon Off, and then there was a third one. I don't remember. Oh, Final Fantasy Tactics A2. Oh, it's all good, It's all good, Rune. I know you're just joking. Like, I don't take anything that you guys say like as a joke or anything like that personally. Like, I'm me, you know. Like, it's just it's all in good fun. I don't take anything super seriously here, except when the situation demands it, you know. Like the things that we talk about, Rune, like that's me being absolutely dead serious because like I get it, you know. So there's a difference, but like, yeah, no, it's all in good fun, you know. Except for when things get real. But yeah, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I'll see maybe a year where I only play like games that came out from 2010 or earlier and nothing contemporary. I don't know. I'm not saying anything that I played this year contemporary was bad. Hell, Date Everything came out and I love the fuck out of that game, right? So there's some things that I'm just like, okay, that's fair. And then welcome to the clusterfuck of colors that is this hot mess. Sorry. This is the best I could get it to come out, and even by then, it's still the worst. I could technically even update this. Let's go update this real quick, because why not? There we go. Hey, it's even worse now. Hooray. So I remember the one 1987 game was like Snatcher, or was that 1988? I don't remember what the other 1987 game was. Because I know some of the ones in 2022 were like Maniac Mansion and stuff like that. Some of the older like Final Fantasy games, for example. But I couldn't even tell. Why do you want to update again? Okay, never mind. I was like, what? Okay, no, go away. Anyway, so to make this better and more legible, I guess, for me and for you as well, I decided to break it down by decades, because why not? And again, part of me wishes I could like maybe I'll think about doing this next time, is just like listing out what games I played, if they're something like this where it's relatively small. Like there's a couple of games here and there. Like I haven't touched anything in the 2 decades old game since 2022 and 2023. So harder to go back that far, you know, games were just coming out and like new. The 1990s are a little bit more varied. I played the 1997 game this year, which was Grandia. But I really haven't touched much of it since 2024, 2023, really. But again, that's probably when I was playing like Wild Arms, the early Final Fantasies and stuff like that. Those were the games that were coming out then. The 2000s, a little bit more here. Obviously, the ones like I mentioned, Off in 2008, and Patapon, I think Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift were like from 2008. But I like these because it makes me feel like I'm not like ignoring a decade, you know? Hello, Harkin, welcome in. How are you doing, my friend? How was your Thursday? I was gonna say Friday. My days are, look at all these charts. I'll be happy to go back through them if you want like a brief overview, Harkin. But yeah, we're in the years now. We're in the weeds because where we're at. Yeah, I keep thinking it's Friday. Like I woke up and like, oh my God, it's Friday. No, it's Thursday, I have to work tomorrow. Right? Yeah. December had me mixed up too, man. This whole New Year's got me fucked up too. December is so weird. It was a weird month. Not a good month, weird month. Hell yeah, 2026. I gotta switch out my calendars now. I love having art on my walls, and I love a calendar because I like the cyclical, like monthly changing process. I don't ever write anything on them, but I just like having them because they're usually hot men and some vintage posters, you know? So why not? Or some like cool art. Like I have one, I can't show it because it's fully not safe for work, but it's like a seasonal calendar that's done by a few artists to like represent their seasons and stuff like that, like different art for the seasons. And I was like, great, love that for me. And then there's 2 in front of me that I'm gonna replace with, I don't know. Yeah, no, I won't show it off because I don't want to get flagged. But the 2 posters, calendars they have are going to be replaced by one that's a little bit bigger, so that way it fills the space more. But yeah, I'm glad that you're doing pretty okay, Harkin, or pretty good, Harkin. I don't know if I asked. I hope you're doing well, my friend. But yeah, no, welcome to Not Friday Friday. I work tomorrow for an hour, and then I have the rest of the weekend and days off. So yeah, we're just kind of chilling with some Besaid in the background and going through some stats. And I tried to keep the scaling roughly the same. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm glad it ended on a good note. Yeah. I'm sorry that it was stressful, but I'm drinking a soda. That's why I'm so burpy today. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I'm doing okay. I'm still in the same boat, but I'm coping with it better in the sense that like it's out of my hands at this point, right? Oh, ooh, congratulations, my friend. Just a busy day. Well, I hope it goes well. Is it the first test stream gonna be Saturday after you do some testing, or are you gonna test it tomorrow? I don't know if what days you have off anymore. You don't need to tell me if you don't feel comfortable sharing like your schedule, things like that. But I know you mentioned you said you're gonna do some like self-test streams basically, and then I think you said Saturday is your day you're gonna try and like come back live. I thought it was today. Tomorrow I'll be back to streaming a Saturday plan. That's okay, so I wasn't wrong. Cool. But that's awesome. Yeah, because I was like, I really want to be there for Saturday because like you're gonna do penance again, question mark, or was it the other thing? Fuck. Hi-Fi Rush. No. But yeah. Hey, no worries. No worries. Rune anytime. I hope you do well, my friend. And yeah, you enjoy your time. Enjoy your time, my friend. Enjoy. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Stay warm, get some good cuddles, and yeah. No, I feel you, my friend. No penance today this week, but I'm planning a very special game. Ooh. Oh, Brave Fencer Musashi? But yeah, you have fun, Rune. You have a wonderful time, my friend. But anytime, and you're always welcome, my friend. If you need anything, just let me know. Mega Man Legends 2. See, I was gonna say, are you gonna do a speedrun of Brave Fencer Musashi? Like, because we were discussing that briefly. And can I just say, Mona Marshall sounds exactly like Brave Fencer Musashi decades later. That's amazing. Like that is talent, right? Like, who was it? I was watching an interview with like Lisa Minnelli? Liza Minnelli? Not Liza Minnelli. But the lady who played Nancy Drew. I did watch it. Of course I did. Yes, it's like spot on. But I was watching an interview with the person who played Nancy Drew in the Nancy Drew games prior to the current Nancy Drew. Her voice is identical to like what it was when the first games came out. And I was like, yes, it's not Liza Minnelli. Sounds like the last name, but I couldn't tell you. But it's so cool. I want to get a cameo at one day. Not for myself, obviously. Like me doing them. I want to get one for me. Like get one for me. Carol Wilder from yes. But I want to get a cameo. But I'm very picky with concerts as well, and like musicians, where I'm like, I like the musician, but I don't want to go see them in concert. Like I could like the VA, but I'm like, do I really want them? Like I'm very like, if not this, but then what? You know? Right? It's the direction, right? It comes down to the direction sometimes. I feel you. So I'm just kind of like, who would I want, you know? And until I get that answer solidified in my brain, I don't want to like spend money on that, you know? But we'll see. Like maybe a tax year, I'm like, hey, I finally figured it out. Let's see if they're available. And that's the other thing. Some of them might be available this time, not this time. Hopefully, knock on wood, some of them don't pass away before then, you know? But I think they're all relatively young, the ones that I would want, so. But yeah. Oh. Oh, you're right. You did mention that. She did voice Belial, which is a testament to the voice actor themselves. Because if they can mask their voice entirely and make it sound completely different, talk about wild, right? Right? Oh, that's so cool, though. I love finding out stuff like that. That's amazing. But yeah, I just... Voice acting is so cool, though. Because there's a lot of voice actors who I'm like, I can hear the inflection is almost the same. Kind of like, I think Tara Strong, some of her voices read the same or feel the same. But even then, like, she could do, like, wildly different voices. And I'm like, that's Tara Strong? Or, like, is it Scott Melville who voiced Robin? I think he also voiced Max in Dragon Quest, Dark Cloud 2. Like, if I know you from, like, one or two roles, but yeah. Kind of hear the echoes of their main voice, but like different flavors. Exactly. But there's some people like Bender from Futurama. I don't remember their voice actor's name, but like when he's in something, like, oh, it's recognizable, right? Lloyd from Symphonia. Yes, Yes. It's stuff like that where I'm like, oh wow, you are Max from Dark Cloud 2, or oh yeah, you're Robin from Teen Titans. Yeah, exactly. It's very interesting. I wonder if we could do 6 degrees of separation for like English voice cast Wild Arms characters to any other franchise, you know? Scott Menville. Yeah. I always say Melville. Like, I'm bad with names. Let's just leave it at that. I'm horrible with names. But yeah. Also, it would be fun, you know, like, can we get to Final Fantasy from Wild Arms, like, 4, right? Or Wild Arms 5? Because we were talking about 6 degrees of separation the other night. But that'd be really fun, absolutely. And then we get to the contemporary games, where we have some trends showing up. We've at least played a game a year as they've came out, but we'll see what trends continue in 2025, because apparently well, because it's impossible to play a game in 2024 that came out in 2025. Time doesn't work like that way, Ryan, but it'll be interesting to see like where the trends lie, like as like 2025 is behind us and I start playing games like Metaphor, to see what happens to 2026 if like the games from 2024, 2025, 2023, 2022 kind of pick back up, or if it's just going back to older games. Because my life is an enigma sometimes, and I don't know what my next game is, but I'm like, I have like 50 games I want to play, so we'll see. And then we get to the end, well, the second to last thing I wanted to go over, which is superlatives. Things that I found interesting, sparked me joy, things that I liked, didn't like about some of the games, in fun, superficial ways that I kind of wanted to do my own mini game awards, if you will. Not for anything that came out in the year, just things that I played that year, because fuck it, like, it's my show. I'll do what I want. Which is probably why I have to say the best story for the games that I played in 2025 is gonna go to Tingle Tower. It's a good mystery game. The writing, I think, is on point. The voice acting, on point. Like, this is all-encompassing. I should probably just say best game, to be quite clear. But, like, this game is so gorgeously presented, and the story is so interesting because it's a fun mystery, and I'm not going to spoil it here. I've played it in its entirety, but I love the like entire package. It's a very charming game. I heard that there's like, I think you were talking to me about it, Harkin, that there's like another game that was like maybe like a Flash game back in the day that this was based off of, or something to that effect, because it gives me like these ye old Flash game style, which I do love. But I was like, I looked at the games that I played in 2025 and I said, you know what? None of these games really gave me a gripping storyline, which is kind of sad. Cause like, it's, I would say almost episodic, right? The games that I played. And I mean that lovingly. Like, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is on this list, and I'm like, it's not my best story, and we all know why. But like, I played Grandia. It's a fine story. It wasn't like gripping. I think if I played Grandia as like a child, it'd be way different. But as an adult, I'm like, it's nice. It's a good story. I like the characters. I honestly, I think, cried when Sue left, which I probably should have put somewhere else. But it's things like that where I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah. But even like Octopath, like, because Octopath Traveler 2, which is my honorable mention here, is so segmented that they don't really kind of bleed over until they're like cross stories, you know, those like crossover duos. And that's only for like 2 characters. You don't like get to see how Particio really involves himself with everybody else. You just see him with Oswald or stuff like that. And it's just, I wanted more from the games that I played, because I looked at what I put last year. Last year was Sea of Stars for best story, and I'm like, damn, that was a good story from start to fucking finish. That was a good story. Twists and turns, it had me hooked. And I think that's what Tingle Tower did. It's a simple mystery game, and I use that term lovingly because I don't think there's anything simple about it. But I love it. So I could keep going on and on, but I think if you haven't played Tingle Tower, it's on the Switch. It plays wonderfully on the Switch, and you will probably get a good solid like 4 to 5 hours for not too much money, I think. I say 4 to 5 hours. I think that's about what it took me, give or take. But it's a fun puzzle game, and some of the puzzles are a little out there. And then for best music, Harkin, you knew it, I knew it, we all had to show it. Unicorn Overlord. God, that overworld theme That overworld theme, I should probably play it at this point. But I fucking love the music in Unicorn Overlord. Just the atmosphere, the kind of like whooshing wind sounds of the overworld, the difference in like the snowy area with the soft like wind chimes or like the little crystal tings and things like that. I don't know what to call them. I just like the music in this game. Like, to be fair, the other games, I don't know if I could recall any single song that they had, which, to be fair, looking at this now, I actually am a little sad that I didn't put Final Fantasy Rebirth as honorable mention, because that one fucking theme from the Gongaga region still has my heart in a chokehold, and the bow wow wow bow wow wow. So like, you know what? Super honorable mention will go to Final Fantasy Rebirth for just the bow wow wow bow wow wow song, because that could make the entire game for me if there was just more of that, you know? Let me have a pupper friend the entire time. We have Red 13. Why can't I have the bow wow wow song constantly, you know? But honestly, what I would say for like my honorable mentions are the games that I would say I had a good time with the music, like Patapon 1 and 2. It's a rhythm game. Kingdom Hearts Melody Memory. It's a rhythm game all about Kingdom Hearts music, so it's also really good. Octopath 2 always has great music. Octopath has great music regardless. And then Ooblets. If you like kind of weird, funky music and like your card battling games, Ooblets. Well, worth a shot, I'd say. And then we come to best gameplay. So I think Octopath Traveler 2 just gets honorable mentions in every category, because I think Octopath Traveler 2 might be my game of the year for 2025 that I played, but I didn't put that in this category, or I didn't make it a category, so I'm a sucker for a visual novel. I would date everything. I would date everything in my house right now. Hell, I would date my appliances this fucking second if I could, but I can't, and they won't acknowledge my presence, so I just have to do that in a video game. Because if this could be my reality, you guys would never see me again. I would be a hermit in all the best ways if this could be my reality. Give me those fucking glasses, and I will make everyone a human. But no, I love this game so much. The gameplay is fun. I had a hard time putting this above Octopath Traveler 2 because you have to go through everybody, and I didn't really vibe with everybody. But, you know, to complete the game, you have to go through, like, all the fucking characters to get like the best ending, which is the one I wanted. So it is what it is, but I would play this again in a heartbeat. I would play this again today if I could. But my Steam Deck is currently out in the living room being played by my sister, so I'll do that later. And then most emotional. So I thought I didn't cry as much this game or this year. I probably did. I just probably don't remember them as much as I thought I did, because I know I cried during Grandia, I think. Maybe when Sue left. I'm pretty sure I cried in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at some point. Probably. And I think that's the only two games that I really cried at. So I was like, well, I want most emotional, but I just don't know what emotion I'm feeling today. So I said, you know what? Let's go fear. And I thought about putting Resident Evil 3 in here as like the game, but I was like, Resident Evil 3 wasn't the worst. I think Man of Medan should have probably been the solo here, but I liked Little Hope because the Blair Witch adjacent horrors really hit home for me, because I live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, so it's like, oh yeah, this could happen out here. But Man of Medan, the tight corridors, the fucking ending of Man of Medan, the goddamn boat, the whole thing, not for me. These games had me like fucking flinching at my own goddamn shadow sometimes, and I was like, nope, I'm good. So most emotional may not be crying anymore. It might be just what game made me fucking jump out of my own skin. We'll see. But honorable mentions did go to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think the only time they got the honorable mention, because I think I did cry. I think I did cry at the end. I should probably note when I cry more often so I can go back and look at these. But I want to say I cried here. I don't think I cried much during the rest of the year besides like a few games. And then I decided to break out most frustrating, because I think there's a difference in like frustrating in a good way, where it's like a nice puzzle game like Manifold Garden, where I'm stumped, but I'm having fun while like scratching my brain and being like, why am I running my head against the wall and not figuring this out? Let me take a second, maybe look back, take a step back and like reanalyze things. I also knew it wanted to be on here at some point because I fucking love this game. The art style is gorgeous. I want like just random stills for my background sometimes. I might make that my work background, we'll see. But I will say Manifold Garden is such a lovely, very simple puzzle game. There's not plot to it. The MC Escher perspective is so much better than what's presented in that picture, Harkin. It is so good because you are literally in your own MC Escher world, flipping and turning and doing all this fun stuff with perspective and like jumping off a platform only to land on the platform that you were on, but above it, like, you jump off the ledge, you land on the roof, things like that. So it's like, it's so cool. It's so good. But those kind of puzzles really, really take a lot to like focus on and figure out like, what am I looking at and where am I going with this? But yeah, the MC Escher puzzle, like the MC Escher stuff looks so good. And I said honorable mention to Date Everything because I found it frustrating that I had to date everything in a game that's called Date Everything. And I was not okay with that. Who'd have thunk it? Now I'm out of something. But I liked it. Like, I liked the frustrating part of Date Everything because it was me in a self-imposed timeline, but if I taken it slower, I think it would have been a much more enjoyable experience than trying to bum rush 80 fucking romances in the span of a weekend, But, like we have the good, there must be the bad, so it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. Most frustrating in the worst way. And that goes to Rebirth, and honorable mention to its younger brother, the remake DLC for Final Fantasy VII, because, my god, how do you fumble so hard that you make Cid a character, but not fucking playable? How do you make Vincent a character, but not fucking playable, in a game where they were playable? Why? Because so that's my biggest gripe is like, I want more of Cid, I want more of Vincent. I also feel like the pacing in this game was the worst it's ever been. It took me 80 hours to complete, while Remake took me under 30, including the DLC, under 35 to finish that entire game. And yeah, the audacity to have them make me, or to have the game try to make me do 15 or 30 chocobo fucking races to get one side quest done. I was like, no thank you, I'd rather go chew glass, thank you. So I said no, we're not doing the chocobo races. Sorry. Not sorry, game. I would probably never go back and play Rebirth. The only thing I'd ever take from Rebirth is the bow wow wow bow wow wow song and then the Gongaga field theme. I'll be crying up a storm, right? And also the lack of chocobo upgrades, other than just going to a new area, finding the new chocobo and being like, okay, cool, our chocobo evolved. No, it didn't. There's no sense of progression. Like, you just kind of get handed the tools or get handed a minigame to get the tools, Whereas I don't agree that the feeding of the chocobo and breeding of the chocobos was fun. I think it was better. Because they could have just made that what Calm's little sister area of the ranch was all for, You get a chocobo from one area, you get a chocobo from the other area, you breed them, you get the better chocobo, Made it simpler, less random numbers, but I'm gonna digress because I could probably continue ranting on about Rebirth in a not positive way. So let's move into the most likely game to be replayed. Is gonna be Octopath Traveler 2. It's the only time that this hit the top of the list because I want to see how if I could start off with Oswald would work. My PS5 is going into rest mode, it's fine. I'm like, do I need that? No, it's fine. But I kind of want to do maybe a full magic run, where I only use mages or this, that, or the other. Like, there's so many ideas that I thought I could have for this game that I'm like, oh, that'd be fun. That'd be an interesting plot point, But you'd have to unlock everything, so that's going to be a nightmare and a half. But I would love to play Octopath Traveler 2 again. I really like the game. It's got great characters, great music. The story is great. I think it's a wonderful game. There's some characters that I didn't like as much as the first game, like Ochette, Throne, Hikari, and Agnes weren't my favorite. But the rest were fine. Like, I like Cassie, I like Particio, I like Oswald, I like Temenos and his gay romance with, fuck. It's not Cyrus. Frick. There we go. I was like, what's his name? But I just really liked it. And then obviously honorable mentions are going to go to Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift, because I will play that game till I'm dead. I like that game a lot. I can have new ideas with that game, new things to do. We did all magic, maybe we do all physical, you know? So we don't have a healer, and our only healer is like the monk, you know? That'll be an interesting dilemma to go through. And then, finally, and then Mist, I can play Mist again like it's a brand new game. Like, I love Mist. I can just play Mist until, again, I'm dead. My wildest opinions, I think I've been clear. I have very polarizing opinions on the 7 Remake, 7 Rebirth series. For the negative. I also had some weird thoughts about BioShock, where the whole time loop thing tying into, like, itself, you're going back to the beginning, but, like, you already at the beginning, so it's the kind of a self-perpetual loop, was interesting, but also hard to follow. The whole plot was kind of hard to follow, unfortunately. Time travel plots are nightmarishly hard to go through when you kind of do loops and stuff. And then I put honorable mention to Triangle Strategy. I just didn't like it. I'm probably going to play it again at some point, but it's a lot to get through, and I was playing it on easy, and I still struggle with a lot of it because I play tactics games almost maybe too aggressively sometimes. And then I think the wildest opinion I had that I thought I wasn't going to like was Ooblets. I love the crow power-up, right? It's so cool. Bird attack, absolutely. Go have fun, my pretties. Exactly. I love the crow power-up. The power-ups were good. I liked the mechanics in those games, like the BioShock series. I just don't know about the plot for BioShock Infinite, I think. And I think that's everything. Oh, sorry. So I try to fit this in, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry Rune couldn't be here for most of this, because I think they would get a kick out of the 4 characters I picked from Suikoden 1. But obviously I am in love with most of the characters and date everything, but I picked out my 8 or 9 favorites because of course I had to. So we have like Hector, the HVAC system, Dorian, the door, Friar Errol, the air fryer, Luke Nukem, the microwave, Kristoff, the weight machine, Fabrizio, the cabinets, Freddy Yeti, the Yeti icebox. I kid. Where are the beasts? Right? I forgot about Unicorn Overlord. I'm sorry. But yes, I listed the games and I was like, fuck, what am I missing? I'm like, oh, right, the beasts. But I didn't have space for them. I need to make a note for that. And then we have my 2 husbands, Particio and Oswald from Octopath Traveler 2. We have more 4 faves from Suikoden 1, Taiho, Ike, Clive, and fuck. The mage, whose name I forgot. It's not like Magdalene, but it's something like Magdalene. No fuzzy furry man. There's a Yeti. We have a Yeti. We have the Lord of the Death. We have Marcus, the fucking Skull Man. Yeah. But yeah, he's a Yeti. He's a human Yeti. I'm splitting hairs at this point, but yeah, he has no fur. I mean, he's got a hairy chest. That's all I care about. He's got bones. I mean, he's got a bone for me. And then we have Kogan, the great El Alicanto, Yusuke, the one enemy who I found oddly attractive, whose name I don't remember, and then Marcus. He did seem fun though. They were all great. I would love to play Eiyuden Chronicles again. Tai Ho, or like Tai Slut. Hell yeah, Rune, hell yeah. I'm so glad you came back, because I was like, Rune, you need to look at my lens. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, Rune. I should do his DLC too. I think that means Final Fantasy 1 hour is now over. I think the Bone Magic guy did have DLC. Yep, Final Fantasy is now over. We're gonna not let that play. Goodbye. Go back. Okay. A god among men. He is a fact. So true, Rune. So true. Right. True, Rune. So true. But yes, I would love to do the DLC for this sexy man in the bottom right. I need to get the DLC. I should probably look into that, but I will. Also, I had limited space, okay? And I wanted to date everything characters there because they have a chokehold in my heart still. Fitness model Particio fucking ass, right? Like, look at him. He's holding his jacket open. We love Particio. And then things that are coming in 2026. I didn't have much to say for this year. Cover a man's health yells. Well, fuck yeah. Heck yeah, Rune. Heck yeah. Right? So we got new things coming in 2026. It's not a lot. We're just kind of Monday fun days. I did switch the language around, but here's the schedule. We've already talked about this. It's also on the start of the stream. Mondays, we're going to be going through Final Fantasy Tactics. Who the fuck am I? The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. We have Final Fantasy Tactics, The Ivalice Chronicles. Yes, I thought about starting it tonight, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to push that off for 1 week. I'm going to do the recap today, because it's my holiday break, and then once I start classes again, then I can get back into the full swing of like the things. But we are going to start World of Final Fantasy tomorrow, Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards on Wednesday, Alan Wake on Thursday, World of Final Fantasy Maxima on Fridays, Metaphor on Saturdays, and Crystal Project on Sundays. And I think that's the last slide. I think Sarah loves Alan Wake, I think, and yeah. But I am very excited. I'm very excited for all these games. I'm counting all of them as new because Final Fantasy Tactics, The Ivalice Chronicles, I have not played the remaster before, so I'm counting that as new. But yeah, I really want to play Alan Wake. I've watched Sarah play a bit of it. I think I also watched Pineapple Retro play some of it. I'm assuming it's Alan Wake. To be fair, they could have been playing a completely different game, and I just assumed it was Alan Wake because I don't know how to read. But that's my interpretation of it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to next year, and by next year I mean this year, as we start getting into these games, starting with tomorrow in Final Fantasy. The one thing I have to figure out is how the fuck am I gonna play Final Fantasy World of Final Fantasy, and where? Because I have it, I think, on the Switch. It's fine. I also think I have it on the PlayStation 4, which is a jet engine, so I might have to figure out what I can do. So that's probably going to be a problem for me tomorrow after I get home from work, but yeah. And then, yeah, just a quick thank you guys for hanging out. We're not done yet, but I need to get this off of here so I can redo some stuff. And get some more tunes going because I did not want to listen to that ad. So we're going to go pop over here. We're going to mute this real quick. Viewers like you, right? Thank you. But yeah, no, it's been fun. I know what I want to listen to. FF7, Rebirth, Gongaga, OST. It has been fun, right? Gongaga theme 1 hour. It's 8 minutes. Sorry, I have 8 minutes left. Okay. All right, let's adjust the volume real quick. Okay, I think that'll be fine. Fuck, not like that. Alan Wake is too hard for me. I just can barely get through the first section. It's so hard. But here's the thing, Rune. I love Hardem. As well, Pretitious. I mean, fair enough. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna redo this thing real quick because I don't want everything to be shown. Cancel. I'm gonna do transform, reset transform. Okay. I'm gonna go edit transform. I'm gonna take the top by like 50, and then. Okay. Nope, of course. Of course. Okay. We both do. Heck yeah. Alright, let's go. Transform, edit, transform. We're gonna go 150. There we go. Okay. So I haven't actually looked at this yet. We're gonna go through the recap too. I don't know. We're just gonna like fucking do our best to get this thing formatted correctly. Let's just make this slightly bigger. Yeah, I haven't even looked at this. So this is gonna be us going through this together for the first time. You know what? I fucking don't know if I'm like obsessed with some of the details, but I'm like, I want it to look good. So yeah, we're gonna go through the recap together. Because we can. So, Twitch 2025. This year we came together like never before. I should probably make my chat visible. Fuck. Sorry. To stream, hang, and co-create. Let's recap, shall we? Me! I'm a viewer, I'm a streamer, I have a community. High score. Streamed 808 hours, which is, to be fair, 50 more hours than I accounted for in my own thing, so I think I might have made a typo somewhere. Because I'm pretty sure my count was like 756 hours. But I also am not including one-off streams, so like I have probably had at least 5 or 6 one-off streams of just me just doing something. So that could also be it. Total streams 316. I missed what, 36 days, 356 days in a year. No, 352 days. I don't know. How many days are in a fucking year? God damn it, Ryan. I'm like, how many days are in a year? I don't know. 356, and then 357, right? 365, Jesus Christ. Whoa, right? So 365, so I'm 49 days off. So about a month, which is about correct, given the amount of times that I've taken off. So yeah, I was gone for like 2 weeks in Hawaii, so I didn't stream that way. So that's 14 days right there. And then I probably had, like I said, probably like another 2 weeks where I was just like not feeling it, especially in December. I didn't stream that much, but yeah. So just a little over a month shy of every day this year. Distinct days stream 311, so that's fair. I probably, yeah, okay. So they're probably including days where I had to start and stop. So that's about 5 where I'm like, okay, cool. Total hours watched, 2,760 hours. Top categories, okay. So I don't trust the top 10%, but okay, sure. Top 10% for Octopath Traveler 2, Final Fantasy 16, and Eiyuden Chronicles. I don't know what this is, because this is not a game I've ever played, but sure, just have a random goat, I guess. But yeah, the first 5 games are, to be fair, also the longest games I've done. Octopath Traveler 2, Dragon Quest 11S, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth is not on there, but also it's Rebirth. I wasn't gonna count that as anything anyway. But all these are the longest streams that I've had besides Rebirth, so I'll take it. Or longest games I've played, I should say, besides Rebirth. My top stream reached 34 viewers. Hell yeah, I was not expecting that. Top tags, all of them. All of my regular tags, no spoilers, chill stream, appreciates monsters, because it's my 3 tags that I put on everything besides gay. 34,427 chat messages received. Holy shit. 34,000, damn. Top channel emotes, ooh, I like this layout. So, Char love the thirst, the tentacles, GG easy and OMG, nice, love that. I think that's all BK's art except for the thirsty emote. Nice. I had to think, I'm like, who did all my emotes? BK and Vinny, so yeah. Biggest fans? Hell yeah. Oh, Harkin. Great Scott, Mass Spectacle, Demi, BK, Harkin, Nicole, Non. Both Keeper Sierra. Hi, Sierra. Hope you're doing well. It's a me, right? It's like the Spider-Man meme was like, it's me. But hello, Mr. Kim. Hello, Non. Nicole, I love your little icon, little cat butt. BK, Demi, Mass Spectacle. Great Scott, to be fair, I'm pretty sure we've talked, but I also don't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's a pleasure having you guys and many more. Anyone who else is not included in this list, you're also just as important. I think this is nice just to get an idea of like who we had, you know? 135 raids received, okay. Oh shit, you tell me this. Oh hell yeah, okay. So Rune, Non, Blinking Rune, nice. Double runes across the sky, hello. But 135 raids received, that's nice. That's like a third of the year, hell yeah. I also know that I stream at a very limited amount of time, except for Fridays and Saturdays, so I mean, yeah. If you take 2 days out of the year, I mean, that's about a third of the third. That actually counts. Okay. We sent 312 raids. Hell yeah. Almost, well, distinct days 1 over, but total streams 4 under, so I'll take it. It's okay. It's okay. No, it's all good, Rune. Sorry, it's all good, Harkin. I was staring at Rune's icon. But no, I love having you, Harkin. I really do. And no, it's all good, because I know, like I said, I stream very short and like succinct hours during the week, and then on the weekends, it's also, I sometimes go longer, but it's also very hit and miss, because you also go longer on the weekends, you know? So it's we're always sometimes like just ships in the night just passing by, you know, we'll just like we'll wave and then, you know, kind of come and go in the middle of the night, if you will. Who did we raid? Nice. Okay, so Harkin, 66 raids, Mr. Kim the Builder, 59 raids, Adakash. See, it's on my point. Like, I end first, so I usually raid you anyway, right? So it's just like, kind of like ships in the night, just like passing by, you know? But nice. Yeah, no, anytime, absolutely. Clip that, 3 clips of me, okay. 3 unique clippers, I'm cool with that. Hype happening. New followers, 48 new followers, holy shit. I'm surprised. New subscribers, 8. I love spending time with you too, Harkin. Like, this is why I'm doing this, you know, because I'm like, I just want to celebrate with you guys. Like, I purposely made my affiliate anniversary January because, well, my birthday's in February. I started streaming in November of 2020, and then Christmas is in November. Sorry, Christmas is in December. It's in November now, don't you know? Essentially. So we have holiday in November, holiday in December, New Year's, and I'm like, well, January makes the most sense, closest to when I started actually streaming, like, not full time, but just like in earnest, if you will. And it's right before my birthday, so why not? You know? And then new subscribers, 8, nice. 322,000 points spent on my channel, nice. Nobody's redeemed a game yet, though, I don't think. So hell yeah. But yeah, no, absolutely. Chat badge unlocked, the 2025 one, hell yeah. Cool. Share my recap, cool. So this is just the recap. So me, 48 new followers, 2.76k total hours watched, 8 new subscribers, top categories, total streams, chats received, clips, top channel emote. You're eventually gonna get there. I'm so sorry. Oh, sorry, the game. I was like, I'm like, get where, Herc? And I'm like, you're halfway where? Eventually gonna get where? Like, what did I just say? Fuck. My brain is always wild. But yeah, I can also do my other recaps. Okay, so I'll keep this one. Can I open this in a new tab, please? No, okay. It's fine. All right. Let's look at the viewer recap real quick. I watched 2,206 hours of streams. Hell yeah. Distinct days visited. So even if I wasn't streaming, I was pretty much on Twitch almost every day this year. I think actually if I took off 2 weeks for Hawaii, 14 days, that's 358, and then like 7 days where I might have been out. Recrap. I mean, Jean-Lou's coming through, right? Jean-Loup Crapere, the best little rapper in the side of the bathroom, you know? He's just coming over my body, if you will. No, if only. No, viewer recap. But yeah, it means I'm pretty much always online. That's fun. My top visited categories, hell yeah. Dragon Quest Builders 2, Mr. Kim would love that. Monster Hunter Wilds, love you, Joe. Elden Ring. Surprising, I don't know who I watched who plays Elden Ring. Rune for Zelda, and Retro for probably iGoops, Neon Punk, maybe Adakash. Probably Adakash as well for that one. But yeah. Favorite streamers? Let's go. Oh yeah, okay. Nice. Nice, okay. So, most watched channels, 366 hours, Mr. Kim the Builder. Second is Brother Bluto, Keltalo, Harkin, the Japan Hobbyist, fair enough, nice. You're welcome. You're very welcome, my friend. It's gonna be interesting to see, and I don't mean this in a bad way, to how these numbers reflect in 2026. When we're done with 2026, because I don't want to mean this in a bad way. I know Brother Bluto is busy and Keltala is also busy and they don't stream as much, so it'll be interesting to see like how this changes as the next year goes by, you know? I'm not saying I want them to not come back, you know, but it's just the nature of the game, right? People come, people go, streamers come, streamer go, so but yeah. 10,079 chat sent, cool. My top emotes, of course it's the raid one, of course it's the gay parasol, and then yeah, Rip, Shara Heart, and Heartless Pride. Love them. Hype's happening. Subs gifted 6. Hype trains contributed 2. I can read 2. I clipped 2 things. I clipped Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon from Brother Bluto, and then someone else, I guess. Doesn't show me the other one, but it's all good. Top view, top clip. I wish I could play it. It must have been when I rated them when they were doing a randomizer, from what it looks like. Interesting. Chat badge unlocked, share my recap. Fair enough. Very nice. So yeah, I think that was good. I like that. I'm not surprised by anything. Okay, the only two things I'm surprised are that Caltalo and Brother Bluto, who I haven't watched in like a few months because they don't stream when I'm on and vice versa, are still some of the most watched channels that I've watched, besides like, you know, Mr. Kim, Uharkin, and Japan Hobbyist. Like, I find that very interesting. I guess let's just go community because I don't know what this does. I'm just gonna scroll through this just because I'm like, yeah, this is just like clips and stuff. I'm fine. I'm not gonna go through any of these because I was just like, what is this? Can I just like go all the way down? Sorry for that. Okay, cool. But yeah, that was it. I just wanted to go through some stuff for 2025. I did all the stat preparation today and get all the charts ready. Yeah, so I think we're gonna go find somebody to raid. I don't know who's streaming right now, but to keep up with my theme of always being on Twitch, I think we're gonna go send somebody a raid. I need to stop sharing because I don't want to. I don't want you guys to see my Twitch. Not like there's anything hiding there. It's just like, ooh, that's a thing I don't need to have displayed. One of the things I did want to go through real quick. What was I having a question on? I had a question on something. I was like, what stat did that come from? No. Yeah, I have 756 hours that I've streamed in total, so I must have missed a couple of streams, like the one-offs. I mean, to be fair, if I also did a 12-hour birthday stream or something like that, or any longer stream for like birthdays and stuff, that might have been not uploaded, so yeah. Let's go find somebody to raid. I don't know what people are playing tonight. I think we're gonna go say hello to iGoops. They're currently playing Ghost of Tsushima. I think I typed that in right. Yeah, I think. But yeah, they're currently playing Ghost of Tsushima. They're still going through their A to Z RPG games. So let's go say hello. And thank you guys so much for making my 2026 a magical year. I wouldn't have it any other way, and I hope that we can have, 2025 a magical year, and I hope that we can have a wonderful 2026 moving forward. It's always a pleasure having you guys. I love you all so much, and I hope you all have a safe and productive start to New Year's. Enjoy your evenings, my friend. Enjoy the raid, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night, and Happy New Year!